Right, let's take a look at what is happening in the markets. Lots that the markets have their eyeballs on. Of course, we do have scheduled meetings taking place ahead of the budget that has been moved to the 12th of March. Today, we did have a special cabinet meeting taking place. Also, G20 engagements happening there with the foreign ministers still meeting, but also the Business 20 summit also taking place. We do also have a load shedding making a comeback there. A lot of us dealing with stage 6 load shedding yesterday, but also lots of company earnings and news coming out, including process that seemed to have dragged the JSE down today, of course, after it came out that it is acquiring Just Eat Takeaway in Europe. Looking at that, a sea of red, all share declining more than 1.5%. That, of course, largely coming from the Industrial 25 that has taken a nosedive of more than 3%. Resources 10 complex following in the same direction, down by more than 0.6%, and the Financial 15 shedding more than 0.5%. Let's take a look at what is happening in the U.S. markets, and on that front, lots of economic data are coming through as well. Of course, on Friday, we did have a significant sell-off in those markets, seeming that there is some economic data that came through that made investors nervous. We do have the fourth quarter GDP number coming out, I think, on Thursday for the U.S., and also the PCE inflation figure coming out on Friday. A mixed picture, but largely red. S&P 500 declining more than 0.25%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq with a loss there of almost 0.9%, but the Dow there bucking that trend, up by more than 0.1%. Of course, in company news, they also did have the conglomerate Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company. They're coming out with estimate beating profits. Let's take a look at what is happening with the markets across the Atlantic. Investors digesting the results coming out of the German election from yesterday, with the Christian Alliance, they're claiming the majority. Of course, we do have Friedrich Merz being the candidate that is set to replace current Chancellor Olaf Scholz in Germany. FTSE 100 declining by almost 0.5%, the CAC 40 giving up more than 1%, a slight gain on the DAX of almost 0.1%. Let's take a look at the currency scene, and we start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. The rand has managed to remain stable, 18 rand 36 against the US dollar, against the pound at 23 rand 18, and against the euro at 19 rand 22. Let's check in on the other currency pairs. Euro dollar at 1.04, pound dollar at 1.26, and the yen just above 149 against the US dollar, remaining quite strong there.